Previously on Chicken Police.
Well, if there's one thing I'd learned during 20 years of detective work, it's that if someone wants to meet you at a remote location at night, you should bring an army for backup.
Are we going to a luxury brothel?
Correct, Marty. Thanks for the help, Lewis. I owe you one. For the third time today, I think. To Marty's delight, we were heading toward the most exclusive brothel in Clawville. The separatists and those opposing the monarchy hated the place, just like they hated everything that supported interracial relations and peaceful coexistence of all species. So the place wasn't just a brothel, it was a symbol. But just like a brothel is not a worthy symbol, Clawville failed to turn out the way it was intended.
Well, here we are. The kingdom of long legs, silky skin, and fluttering lashes. We've arrived.
Aren't you excited, Marty?
Hey, watch your blood pressure.
Achievement unlocked. What did I do? I'm already intimidated.
She's what I call an exotic beauty.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Hey, every animal's the most beautiful thing in the world to someone.
Yeah.
Good job, Marty. I'm proud of you.
Oof, I don't know about you, but I go weak in the knees for stripes.
Please, Marty, I don't want to know. And I don't care. Keep it to yourself. And let's get out of here quickly.
Come on, Sonny, live a
I
little.
don't talk to you anymore.
You can. Ask about the weather, or how's my lower back. Those two are even connected if you want to know.
Yeah.
Well, now I do.
Fart.
Madam?
Gentlemen, would you be so kind as to help me?
With pleasure, ma'am.
The zipper always comes down on my dress. Would you kindly zip it back up?
Can I, Sonny?
What am I, your mother? Do what you want, for God's sake.
Happy to help, ma'am.
Oh,
Do it, Marty.
gallant young man.
Clucking lords.
Oh, it's an actual minigame. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Gotta do it just right. At the perfect touch. I'm not even paying attention to the dress anymore.
Oh, thank you, honey.
I'll go.
Hey, ma'am. Marty McChicken.
Thank you, darling Marty. I'm much obliged.
Anytime, ma'am. Anytime.
Now, can I ask you some questions?
May I invite you gentlemen for a drink, perhaps?
Oh, now he's getting sunny.
You're in a hurry.
Oh.
Okay. Not that picture.
Excuse me, gentlemen. That area is private. You need to register first.
Oh, thank you, miss.
Why don't you have stripes all over your body? They're only on parts of your body. Well, that one's not good either. Excuse me, sir.
Yeesh. That guy's stare gives me the creeps.
I can see why.
I've always told myself that birds are weird.
What did you just say?
Huh? What? Me? Nothing?
I'm gonna have to blur this entire video.
I think she must be the receptionist.
Bravo, Mr. Detective.
Why'd you have to be like that all the time?
Well, sometimes I seriously can't decide if you've become totally stupid over the years, or it just entertains you to act that way.
Entertainment, of course.
That's a good question.
That's exactly what I mean.
My name is Day-Night Diamond. Welcome to the sweltering Nile, gentlemen.
Miss Diamond, I'm Sonny, and this is my partner, Marty.
If I may, miss, you have a beautiful name and exceptionally wonderful stripes.
Marty, not now.
Oh, thank you very much.
Please excuse him. He doesn't visit places like this very often. Me neither, to be honest.
Me neither.
Oh, nothing to worry
First time,
about,
actually.
gentlemen. There's a first time for everyone.
You're
Let to me.
Absolutely right.
We're just interested in a certain lady called Deborah.
Deborah. We don't have any employees by that name right now, but if you want, any of our girls would love to be Deborah for a night.
No. Excuse me, you misunderstand. She doesn't work here.
We're the
I can't
police.
follow.
It's
Or at least Marty is.
confusing, but let me try to explain.
Please, I'm at your service. I'll gladly answer any of your questions.
You hear that, Sonny? Any questions?
Shut up, Marty.
I think Marty should take the lead on this one. So tell me about the place.
Been here long, miss?
Almost 5 years, sir.
And do you like your job?
Very much so. I think it's only worth doing anything if you honestly enjoy it.
You hear that, Sonny? You should take that advice.
I'm on it, Marty. I'm trying to get myself fired if you haven't noticed.
Yeah,
I haven't.
Me too.
Collateral damage.
I wouldn't want to offend you, far from it, but it's evident you're from the police, even without this.
Is it that obvious?
No,
Yeah.
it isn't.
Nobody else is wearing trench coats.
Here in the Nile, we have a keen eye for this kind of thing.
Right. I understand, ma'am.
Tell me about
You
Lewis.
know a gentleman named Lewis C. Hayworth?
Of course I do. Mr. Hayworth is a regular guest at our establishment.
I see. How regular, if I may ask?
I can't give you any information about that. House policy.
We have that too. It's called the law, ma'am.
If you have any questions of that nature, please come back with a warrant.
Alright, we'll be back.
Touché.
Gotta go get that warrant.
Does this list mean anything to you?
This? I'm not sure. No, nothing.
Don't you see some familiar names on there?
I do, but everybody knows those animals. Personally, I have no contact with any of them.
What about Fox Lady? Does she?
Oh, thank you. Look, she gave this to us. The girl named Deborah, the one we asked you about.
I see.
Do you know what this is?
Of course. It's a membership card.
Was this person a regular here?
If this belonged to her, then yes. I can check for you. Please, the ladies will entertain you while you wait. I'll be right back.
Thank you. Much obliged.
So, tell me about yourself.
May I invite you gentlemen for...
No,
We've already been over this. Tell me about yourself.
is relative.
Guess I'll just stand here for a minute.
Is he a bouncer or a guest?
I apologize for the wait. Please, come with me, gentlemen.
So you were successful.
My mistress, Madame Zaiwass, would like to meet you.
I wonder what kind of animal she is. Oh, crocodile.
As far as I know,
That makes
there's
sense.
only one of her, so yes,
Please, miss, take us to her.
with pleasure.
Madame Zaiwass was a legend in Clawville. Her name was known all over the wilderness. She's an avid royalist, former member of the Council of 12, spy master, assassin, businesswoman, and courtesan. To be honest, I didn't even know she was still alive. She's no spring chicken, that's for sure. She could also be my mother, or maybe my grandmother. First Ibn Wessler, now her. Honestly, tonight, it wouldn't surprise me if His Majesty Hector III didn't grace me with his presence.
Oh, I hope he does.
Interesting pieces.
Do you think so? It's the art of my people.
Crocodiles?
There are many kinds of crocodile in the wilderness, Mr. Featherland. This is the art of...
I like how just her little mouth moves.
Ah, hence the name, the Sweltering Nile.
It's a river, Mr. Featherland. My ancestors lived by this river a long time ago.
Nem 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 nem.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Nem 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 nem.
Is that the time already?
Have you noticed your clock's not working?
How observant you are. That clock isn't meant to show the time, it's a decoration. A memento.
What happened at 11:45?
Indeed.
There's something weird about that clock.
Okay, maybe I'll break in later and look at it.
There are books here on quite a variety of topics. There are books here on... There are books here...
One of these will be the right book.
There are books here on... So she is the legendary Madame Zaiwass.
She is?
Let me introduce myself properly, ma'am.
Yes, after I've already looked at all your stuff.
Oh, I know who you are. And I also know your partner. The legend of the chicken police is always one step ahead of the chicken police.
Damn it, Legend, get out of our way.
That's flattering.
May I ask what you are looking for exactly?
I don't know, I forgot. I know there was a murder, but I don't know why we're here specifically.
The card we've shown your lovely colleague
Belongs to an old friend of ours, whom we haven't seen for a long time here.
and the name.
Unfortunately, no, Mr. Santino. That's confidential information. In my line of work,
Am I gonna have to get a warrant?
Well, you know, in our line of work, the law is above everything.
Oh, do you think so? I could tell you what your colleagues think is also above everything, but as I said, discretion.
Look, ma'am, we don't want to impose. We're conducting a private investigation, which started off as harmless, but now it's murder.
That sounds serious.
You don't care, do you?
That's why
You
we need
killed her, didn't you?
In that case, I'm at your service. Ask your questions, and I'm going to answer to the best of my knowledge. As long as you're not wading through muddy waters.
Fortunately, I swim very well for a chicken.
I doubt that.
Swim well, too.
I don't doubt that.
As I was saying, it belongs to us. Only our most valuable guests have one of these. And our employees, of course.
The employees, too. Good to know. Can you tell me if this card belonged to a guest or an employee?
No.
I thought so. Yes, thank you.
Can you hint at it?
Lewis Hayworth is a good friend of mine. It surprises me that he's a regular here.
You wouldn't believe our clientele. You would be shocked.
No doubt. Lewis, does he come here often?
Not so often.
Thank you for the vague answer, ma'am.
I don't think I want to know the answer to that.
Thrilling. The thrill is life itself.
That was beautiful, ma'am.
Stop buttering her up.
Tell me, have you ever seen this list?
I have.
Am I right to assume it has something to do with the sweltering Nile?
It does, yes. But I can't tell you more about it. No.
Can you sign it?
Discretion is key.
Can you write it?
Absolutely.
Can you do a interpretive dance?
Do you know Natasha Katsenko personally?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about her.
Warm-hearted, protective, quick-tempered, fierce. Yes, fierce.
Thank you. Very useful.
This place isn't just our home with the girls. It's a sanctuary.
Really? How?
It symbolizes why the city was founded almost 1,000 years ago. Unity, love, freedom.
Interbreeding?
That too, yes. Do you have a problem with that?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't. My girlfriend's a predator.
Really? I'm glad to hear it.
Tell me more about Laura, Marty. Well, I skipped that. Great. Deceit is everything to Zaiwass. There used to be a spy. So I'm going to take her every word with a grain of salt. She's deceptive. Who's behind the legend, Miss Zaiwass? Who are you, really?
Who's behind the legend, Miss Zaiwass?
Zaiwass.
Really?
Just an animal raised to survive, Mr. Featherland. And because I've been taught, I know how to survive. I always was what I had to be.
And you managed to dodge my question. Clever.
Well,
She's
you
not a
see,
crocodile.
this is
She's a
one of
fox.
the typical elements of survival. The way of dodging a delicate question and still making the questioner believe he got the answer. But you're too cunning and experienced, aren't you? You're not an easy one to fool.
I'm trying to maintain appearances, ma'am.
You should. Appearances, most of the time, are stronger and more dangerous than the truth.
Isn't it dangerous being a royalist nowadays?
You know, Mr. Featherland, those that are genuinely dedicated never care about danger. That's something you must know even better than I.
Do you think it's my loyalty that motivates me the most? If you do, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Maybe you're not loyal to the police, Mr. Featherland, but you are to your own principles and ideals. Am I right?
I have principles and
But
ideals.
you're avoiding the question. Why did you stay in the king's employment after the scandals that are making half the city riot? What makes you still believe so much in the institution of monarchy?
You know, I always adapt, but only to a degree where I still don't have to give up myself and my ideals for the sake of survival.
You'd rather die then?
Maybe it would seem too dramatic or even romantic to you, but yes, exactly.
I'm sorry to doubt you, but I've always thought your kind was rather compromised.
Do you mean spies or crocodiles?
Spies, of course.
I must disappoint you, but there aren't many groups as loyal and unwavering as the spies, Mr. Featherland.
If you're telling me, ma'am, I believe you.
Well, we shouldn't have. What's the sweltering Nile?
What is the sweltering Nile? Is it really just a luxury brothel?
First of all, it's what it looks like. Luxurious relaxation with luxurious ladies and gentlemen. For wealthy ladies and gentlemen with luxurious needs.
And under the surface?
If you're insinuating that my girls are kind of spies, you're on the wrong track. On a very wrong track, to be precise.
Don't they have confidential information on almost all the wealthy bachelors of Clawville?
Bachelors? Don't be naive. Almost exclusively married men visit here.
Well, then my question
Those
is
scoundrels.
more valid.
Of course, they know much. Many visit here who don't care about sex, Mr. Featherland. Some come here to talk. And meanwhile, they inadvertently say a lot about themselves.
So
Which
you're
makes them easy
therapist.
targets for blackmail, right?
It could, yes, but even the assumption is offensive.
This is going great.
If I guess who the card belongs to, will you tell me?
I wouldn't say that's an acceptable price for such a secret as this, but if you guess right, I won't lie to you. Then, I will tell you you were right. Yes.
Good. Let's see. The answer to my question, Natasha Katsenko.
Well, Mr. Featherland, it seems the gossip about you is right. What gave it away?
It couldn't have been easier. There's a beautiful woman with a mysterious past, trying to keep it a secret, while someone's threatening her with the exact same thing, leaving rather unmistakable messages behind. Plus, we found the card on Deborah, who was her best friend and confidant, so she was either trying to hide it or destroy it forever, so no one could find out the truth. Am I right so far?
Yeah, what he said.
Mr. Featherland.
So if I'm not mistaken, Natasha used to work for you before she met Ibn Wessler. He fell in love with her, gave her a job at the Millions Club. The rest is history.
You have talent, Mr. Featherland.
Pretty sure it's all history.
I'm really sorry you're not working for the government.
I am working for the government. I'm a cop.
Are you sure, Mr. Featherland?
No.
Jay.
I think we're fired.
Good. Natasha used to work here. We can put it that way, but you know, this isn't just a workplace. She also lived here. She was part of our family, and we still love her very much.
Right. That puts everything in a different light. Zaiwass is a true survivor, always was. And she's proud of that, even to this day. Maybe I can get her to trust me if I play to this part of her. Everyone in the city thinks you're dangerous. Why is that?
There are many legends in the city about many things, Mr. Featherland. I, for one, have heard that you too had solved all your cases. Is that true?
You
Just
know
wait
it.
till the end of the game.
I hear things. The truth comes out when we come face to face with it. So?
There's one case we never solved, though the press said otherwise, thanks to political pressure.
Fascinating. And you see how much easier it is now that you've said it.
You managed to dodge my question again. You're very good at that.
My answer is maybe. Maybe I am dangerous. But only if someone stands between me and my goals.
Which are?
I'm an old woman now, Mr. Featherland. I care for nothing except the well-being of my girls.
Excuse me, but I can't believe that.
Going great.
You knew you were taking a risk, yet you still took her in. Why?
I don't know, Mr. Featherland. These things can't always be rationally explained. Not even when I've lived my whole life based on reason, on logic, almost every step calculated.
So Natasha came and turned your whole life upside down. She's like that, isn't she?
It's in her nature, yes. Poor thing can't help it. She's like a tornado. She usually takes everything with her.
That's quite an apt metaphor. But I have to agree.
Did she sweep you away, too?
I don't know yet, madam. I'm clinging firmly to the ground.
And screaming all the way there.
Do you know where Natasha came from? Before Clawville.
Naturally. The poor dear couldn't even deny it. Even her name's eloquent, her accent, but mostly her manners, Mr. Featherland. She's from Zaiwass, and she belonged to the upper class of Stavonian social circles. She could barely even speak the language when I first met her.
That's all you know about her. An ex-spy like you must have checked up on her new protege's past.
That's the most exciting thing. Yes, I have. Multiple times putting my most treasured connections to good use. But nobody found anything. Natasha's trail could only be traced back to the Stavonian border. What happened in that country, no one knows.
It's rather curious, don't you think?
It is, Mr. Featherland. Yes, curious. That's why I've always been rather fond of Natasha.
Did it touch you deeply when she left you?
Indeed, it did.
Zaiwass is protective.
Yeah, I got that.
Seems she's dedicating her whole life to her proteges. If I concentrate on that, maybe she'll open up to me. Why did you let her leave with Wessler?
What else could I have done? Wessler is a handsome, rich, powerful animal, and Natasha fell in love with him. If anything, I know you can't stand in the way of a woman in love. There's nothing more dangerous, Mr. Featherland.
I've been in this job for more than 20 years, but I haven't heard that one before.
You see? You learn something new every day.
Your bottom
if you
teeth
have
are
an
clipping
open
through your top
mind.
teeth.
Yes.
Motherfucker. When was the last time you saw her?
When was the last time you saw her, Madame Zaiwass?
Maybe around 2 months ago. There was a ball, attended by Ibn Wessler, his beautiful mate Natasha, and myself. Yes.
Was she herself? Did you feel like she was afraid or worried about something?
On the contrary, she was unrestrained, free, radiant. She was in love. Yes, in her own unique way.
What do you mean?
You know Natasha loves on a different level than most Clawville women. Or most women in the wilderness, in fact. Maybe it's because of the Stovonian origins. Perhaps it's something else.
So you didn't notice anything strange about her?
Well, if anything could be called strange, it was that I saw a woman positively floating above the ground. Who
Alright, so
probably
she knows
could
black
stand
magic.
on
Got it.
With 2 feet.
I see. Thank you, madam. How did you feel when you learned Natasha was going to leave?
Honestly, I was very hurt. I loved her as a daughter. How would you have felt?
I couldn't say.
Yeah, you're
I
good.
still couldn't stop
You
her
lost your daughter.
goodbye.
Of course.
And your wife.
Because you loved her.
You've been in my shoes before, am I right, detective? Yeah.
Even she knows it.
I feel you have.
This isn't about me, madam. Please stop changing the subject.
I have felt betrayed on a certain level. Yes, and offended, and alone. Even amongst all my friends.
Were you disappointed in her?
Only in myself, Mr. Featherland. But I have a hunch you know this feeling very well.
Yes, you're right. Well,
Looks like
thank
she's
you
the
for your
detective
time,
here.
madam.
Anytime, detective. Yes, anytime.
Alright, I'm ready for Let F. I want to try something. I'll be right back. I got most of them. Nothing really changed. All we found out was Natasha was poor and Zaiwass took her in.
Please, gentlemen.
Nothing too exciting.
Wait here a moment. I would like to show you something that could help you.
Oh, that's excellent news. Thank you. We will wait.
Marty, get your gun.
Not in the slightest. Even her smile is fake. This woman wallowed in other animals' secrets until she became one too.
That's exactly how I feel.
Anyway, now that we're here, we can take a better look around.
Just what I was thinking.
You can look at that clock. I'll be back. I need to find a time.
These books are here for a reason.
I know.
These books are here for...
Is there any times on here? One key to the animal mind.
These books are...
7, maybe? I don't know anything about
Books are here for...
these books in real life either. $7.49? It was! I'm a genius!
Hidden door. Who'd have thought?
She is a legendary ex-spy.
Well, this is something I've never understood. Why isn't a key good enough? I mean, you can take that with you, but riddles can be solved by anyone.
I don't think many animals get to be in this room, Marty. And the other thing is...
Maybe she wanted us to find it.
it's exactly
Dun
what
dun
I'm
dun dun
thinking.
dun dun!
Who knows? Anyway, we're going in.
This room is not like her at all.
The other must have been for show. Marty, this is the reality. We're talking about a professional spy.
A former spy.
Still, if anyone knows how to mask her real face, it's her.
Wait, you think this is who she really is? Cold, dark, and tiny.
And full of secrets.
Ugh, this place gives me the creeps.
Me too. We better get out of here before she comes back.
Well, that's not happening. This is where we get murdered.
So the rumors are true.
Military intelligence. This dame's really something. I'm starting to think the whole brothel is just a cover.
Makes sense. You think she's still working for Royal Intelligence?
Well, based on what she told us, she's a committed royalist. So I imagine she does.
Hector III, our great and fair king.
I feel sorry for the poor fox, to be honest.
Yes, you should. Look at that cute little face.
Would
Marty's
you
in the way, but
your life as a puppet?
just imagine it.
Everything you do, carefully planned. Your rule and authority. The whole thing, just for show.
Even if he is just a puppet, Clawville needs a king. He gives strength and hope to many animals.
I guess. Names, numbers, dates. Oh, furry gods.
Do you think they all belong to the brothel?
Hell no. Half of it is a matter of national security.
What did we step into?
You know what? I don't care, Marty. I'm too old for conspiracies. The only thing that matters to me is to find out what the furry hell we're doing here.
And what it has to do with Natasha.
Sure.
I'll come back to this.
Somebody started typing a letter but left it unfinished.
What does it say?
Number 2947222, report about separatist group movements.
Damn it. Don't even read that.
What? Why not?
I don't know about you, but I don't want to get caught up in the royalist-separatist conflict. What you don't know can't hurt you, right?
I can't even recognize you, boss. Where did you put your sense of adventure?
In the
Sense
whiskey
of
bottle.
adventure has retired. Leave it alone.
Well, it's time to come out of retirement, Sonny. Or last thing.
This has got to be it, Marty. Look at the missing page.
Oh, gods. And look at the names.
Yeah, the ladies and their guests.
Damn.
What this means, Marty, is that the most influential people in the city had been Natasha's patrons. Some even from the royal family.
This book could destabilize Clawville.
At least the Clawville we currently know.
You think this is behind everything? Somebody's blackmailing Natasha because of this?
That could easily be the case. But something still doesn't fit. That piece of a painting.
Sonny?
If there's even a small chance...
She's in here, isn't she?
Sonny,
What?
there's another familiar name here.
What are you talking about?
Molly! Augustus Bishop.
Clucking hell, Sonny. Molly?
She was working here too.
It's probably someone else with the same name.
So that's why Natasha told me they'd known each other for a long time.
Look, boss.
I can't believe it. All those stories about her past.
She lied to you.
Bossbird.
She lied to us.
Molly loved you, right? Isn't that what matters?
Did she, Marty? Did she really?
Shut your fucking beak right now or I'll shut it for you.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Sorry, but
Just
Give me birth or I'm going on a rampage.
We've caught them sneaking around, Miss Diamond, you see?
Oh, you got a nice
See, madam.
fur thing.
no, back off, ladies.
Yeah.
No need for this. We don't want trouble.
No, maybe you don't. Unfortunately, trouble has found you,
Get him, Marty.
Madam Zaiwass, we needed to know the connection. What this place has to do with Natasha. And
And?
my wife.
Filthy cops? He's talking gibberish. May I shoot him?
No, not yet, Miss Diamond.
I'd be very sorry to put holes in your lovely striped skin, but believe me, baby, I will. I've always wanted to know if diamonds are bulletproof.
Please, madam. It'll all
I don't
be over in
think
a
so.
second.
No.
Maybe. I don't know.
We receive different orders, Miss Diamond. Stand down.
Oh, I see. The pony does tricks on command. Well, I'm not surprised.
That's enough, Marty. You knew who she was, didn't you? What she meant to me.
Well, well, Mr. Featherland. Aren't you interested in your case anymore? No? All it took was a name from your past, and your professionalism drowned in the mud.
Stop playing games with me, Zaiwass. What does all this have to do with Molly?
Shoot her, Sonny.
Nothing at all.
Shoot her, Marty.
No.
Somebody shoot somebody.
A little bird among the many who sought refuge here.
You forced her into this.
You'd love to hear that, but until she met you, she was one of us. Just another...
You clucking...
Sonny, no!
Saw that coming.